Welcome to our educational channel. From class 9th, second chapter in maths is compound interest. So this we'll see without using the formula. So next third chapter we'll do with using formula of the compound interest. Let us see the list of the topics in this what I'll explain. Let us see some introduction about this compound interest, how to calculate. And interest, simple interest. Let us recall what is simple interest, how to apply that concept in this compound interest. Okay, compound interest definition and what is it, and the main thing is the problems related to the compound interest, in that finding the principal in compound interest and finding the rate person in compound interest. So with the different example questions, different concepts, I'll explain here one by one. First of all, let us see the basic introduction in this. Actually, in general, the money is borrowed for specific period, so we need to return that, right? After certain period. So we pay the money borrowed plus some extra money. That means the amount what you have to pay. That is obviously the principal plus interest. What we borrowed is the principal and the extra amount is interest. That should be calculated. So that extra amount will be in two cases. Simple interest we studied in previous classes. Now the compound interest is nothing but a repetition of the simple interest. Every year the interest will be added in the compound interest. That we'll see one by one. First of all, the basic concept is this. Now let us see exactly what is interest and what is the compound interest without formula, how to apply. Interest, simple interest. First, let us discuss the complete concept about interest. Generally, when we say interest, it always means a simple interest. Okay, there is not much different. And whenever we borrowed some money, for example, 1000 rupees was borrowed at the rate of 10% per annum. That means every year 10% should be added as interest. It will be fixed, it is. Generally, we know that simple interest is equals to, which you studied in the previous classes. So principal into time into rate by 100, right? So here is the principal is 1000 and time for 1 year, rate of percentage is 10% by 100. Okay, that means 100 cancelled, so remaining is 100. That means every year 10%. So is a cancel, two zeros, 10 into 10. So simple interest is 100. So 100 rupees should be as the interest for this. So along with that, after 1 year, the amount is 1000 plus 100. So it's a 1100. This is amount at the end of the first year. Again for the second year also same rate of interest. So same rupees 100 will not change. So at end of second year, so second year also same another 100 rupees, same for 1000. So 100 rupees for the first year interest, again for the second year one more 100, so 200 it is. So only the 1200 is the amount at the end of the second year. That means interest is said to be simple if it is calculated on the original principal. Okay, on the original principal throughout the loan period. If it is a 2 years or 3 years or 10 years, throughout the loan period, irrespective of the length of the period, it's not depending on the how many years you're taking. So for what it is borrowed, so same rate of interest will be calculated throughout the year and same rate of interest. So that means that is not added in the principal again. So for the 1 year interest is rupees 100. So every year it is 100 only. There is not change. That's why simple interest is only PTR by 100 straight. Using this we can make another formulas. Okay, simple interest is PTR by 100. So generally we can write that is I is equals to PTR by 100. Don't get confused. Just instead of using the simple interest, we use just only the interest word in this compound interest now. Wherever we need to use the interest, we just use PTR by 100. Okay, that remember. On the same sum at the same rate of interest per annum, the interest of every year is the same. Okay, that is the main. Every year will be same. Now this is the interest or simple interest. Let us see what is the compound interest and what is the difference based on that compared to the simple interest. With the examples I will show. Now let us see what is the compound interest, how it should be calculated. Okay, So difference between simple interest and compound interest is made clear by the table. So I'll explain with one simple example, table wise. It will be very easy for you. For example, sum borrowed is 1000. Okay, principal which is borrowed is, let it be 1000, at a rate of interest is 10%. Okay, for 3 years. For 3 years, you need to calculate the total amount. So both cases we will do this one. First, simple interest and compound interest. Both cases we will do in the same table. You will understand exactly what is the difference. Okay, so let me this the table, and left side let me take the at simple interest. Then you can understand exactly what is the difference at simple interest and at compound interest with the same example. Okay, same example means the money borrowed is 1000 at 10% rate of interest for 3 years. At compound interest is this for the first year. Okay, for first year it is, and P is the same for the first year. P is equals to rupees principal is 1000, and I is the interest. Okay, don't take the simple interest or compound interest, this will be interest. Interest is calculated, that is 1000 into time. For 1 year, rate of interest is 10 by 100. Okay, if you calculate, that is 100. 100 is the I. So this is, in this case, this is the simple interest. Okay, again the amount is equals to P plus I, the principal amount plus additional interest. So that is a 1000 plus 100, right? So total it is a 1100. So amount is equal to 1100 for the first year. Same way for the first year, this side P is equals to same rupees 1000. Same interest you can calculate. Interest is 1000 into for first year 10 rate of interest by 100, that is equal to same rupees 100. So it is the compound interest, right? Again, therefore amount is equals to P plus I. Principal amount is 1000 plus interest is 100, so 1100. That means first year compound interest is equal to simple interest. Okay, I is 100, I also 100 here, both are same. Now for the second year, right? Let's take for the second year. For the second year, when you come to the compound interest, simple interest will be remain same. So P value will be same here for the second year also. P is equals to rupees 1000. Same I is equals to 1000 into 1 into, because second year it is. Don't take number 2. Total 3 years. So 1 plus 1 is the second year, entire 1 year of the second. Same 10 by 100. So this is also 100, right? Simple interest is 100 now. Now you can see the difference this side. Here is the principal is equals to, that is the amount will become the principal in the compound interest. That you remember, first year amount will be second year principal. On 1100 we need to calculate every time previous year amount becomes next year principal. That is the compound interest difference. Same again, interest is equals to 1100 into, for the second year rate of interest is 10 by 100. To calculate this, 11 into 10, 110, right? So 110 is equals to compound interest here. There is a difference. I. Second year simple interest is 100 and compound interest is 110. So every first year compound interest is equal to simple interest, but from the second year onwards compound interest is more than simple interest. Okay, and for the third year, okay, let us find out the amount here. Amount is equals to Amount is the principal is same 1100 plus this 100. Previous is amount is 1100 plus second year interest is 100. So total is 1200. But here is the amount is equals to first year amount is 1100 plus this interest is 110. Okay, so 1210. That is the amount for the second year. Now for the third year we'll calculate. Yes. For the third year, if you observe, for the third year, okay. So here is the for the third year again, P value will be same. P is not changed. Rupees 1000. So interest is again 1000 into 1 into 10 by 100. So that is equals to 100. One thing you can notice in simple interest, every year interest will be same. Okay, 100, 100, 100. But when you come to this side, is a P is equals to previous year amount is 1210, right? That becomes principal for the third year. That is 1210 always. In compound interest, the difference is previous year's amount will become next year principal. So second year amount becomes third year principal. Okay. Again, I is equals to the principal into 1 year, third year it is by 100. You can simplify this 121. 121 is the compound interest. So every year compound interest is increasing. Second year compound interest is 110, third year is 121. But simple interest, every year interest will be remain same. Okay, that is the main difference. Now when you come to the amount here, second year amount is 1200 plus this 100 interest, third year interest. So total 1300. But amount here is second year amount is 1210 plus third year interest is 121, right? That is 1331. Okay, you can observe this amount for the on simple interest is 1300, amount on compound interest is equal to 1331. So every year compound interest increases but simple interest remains the same, and that is one thing you remember. And every year's amount becomes next year principal in the compound interest. Okay, this is the difference, and I'll explain with example questions some more different type finding the rate of interest principal. Let us see one by one now. Problems based on compound interest. Okay, without using the formula, how to find out the problems on compound interest in different method of questions. I'll show you one by one. For example, if you see the first one, rupees 8,000 is lent at 5% compound interest for 2 years. Find the amount and compound interest. Amount as well as compound interest you have to find out. Because of for 2 years, for the first year we need to calculate. Okay, then only we can get accurately. So for the first year is according to the given data, principal is 8,000. It's given, and rate of interest. So at 5%, right? R is equals to 5% per annum, and time we should take 1 year. First year it is. First year means one complete year. So time is equals to 1 year it is. And interest we will find out first here. So interest is equals to PTR by 100. Just remember this to calculate the interest. So here is a P value is 8,000 into time 1. Rate of interest is 5 by 100. Okay, you can calculate this. 800 once 180, so 80 into 5 rupees 400. Okay, 400 is the interest for the first year, right? Now amount is equals to amount, that is equals to principal plus interest, P plus I. So P is 8,000 plus interest is 400. So total rupees 8,400 is the amount for the first year. Now according to the definition of the compound interest, the amount of the first year will be as the principal for the second year, next year. Remember that. Okay, for the second year now. for the second year. For the second year, now P is equals to. So according to rule, amount for the first year will become the principal for the second year. So P is 8,400 now. Okay, again R is equals to same 5% and time is 1 year. Second year now. Second means second complete year. So 1 year it is. Time is 1 year. Same we can apply in this. So what we should do? Just interest is 8,400 into 1. Rate of interest is 5 by 100. You can calculate this. 84 times 5, 420. 420 is the interest. Now then amount at the end of the second year. Amount. There is amount at the first year is 8,400. Now amount at end of the second year. That is 8,400 plus same the P plus I 420. So 8,400 plus 420 is 8,820. Okay. So amount at the end of the second year is 8,820. This is one. And one more they asked compound interest. Okay. Again compound interest is, okay, let me write down. So compound interest is equals to final amount, because only for the 2 years it is. So final amount minus starting principal, that means initial principal, initial P. So initial principal is starting, that is final amount is 8,820 minus initial principal is starting, which is given the question, that is 8,000 is lent, right? Starting initial principal is 8,000. 8,820 minus 8,000 is rupees 820. Okay, this is the compound interest for the 2 years together. Or else we can take compound interest nothing but interest of the first year plus second year also compound interest only. You can observe interest for the first year is rupees 4,000. Interest for the second year is rupees 420. The sum of this both also again 820, that is also compound interest. Same, or else we can apply this formula. Compound interest is equal to final amount minus initial principal. Okay, that is also compound interest. Okay, this is the one question. Let us see one more. In this question, find the amount and compound interest on 10,000 at 8% per annum, and in 1 year interest being compounded half yearly it is. Interest being compounded half yearly. So in 1 year, how many half years are there? So there are two half years, right? So first half year and second half year. So we can do calculation in this way. For first half year, because total 1 year, in that first half year we need to calculate the interest. Okay, so in this problem, same P is equals to 10,000 and R is equals to 8% per annum. But time is equals to only half year, 1/2 year. Time always should be in years. Don't consider into months. 6 months, half year. So 6 months is 1/2 year. We can take this is in the interest. So I is equals to principal rate time by 100. So 10,000 into 8 into 1/2 by 100. Yes, this we can simplify. So 100 into 8. So 2 ones are 2, 4s are 8. 100 into 4 is rupees 400. Yeah, just normal calculation you do. So interest is the 400. Then amount is equals to P plus I. Principal plus interest. Okay, that we can calculate. That is a 10,000 plus 400. So therefore amount is equals to 10,400. That is at the end of the first half year. Okay, amount is at the end of the first half year is this. Now according to the rule, this will become principal for the second half year. Just compounded half yearly. Okay, for the second half year now. For second half year, Yes, here is don't get confused. Just P becomes first year amount, that is 10,400. Same rate of interest is 8%, and next time is equals to half year. One more half, right? Is half year. Right, you can calculate the interest now. So I is equals to same 10,400 into 8 into 1 by 2 and divide by 100. We can simplify this to get the interest. If we calculate 104, 2 times 1, 4 0. 104 into 4, 416. 416 is the interest for the second half year. And that amount is equals to same 10,400 plus 416. Okay, second half year principal plus second half year interest. 10,400 plus this is, then total will get 10,816. 10,816 is equals to amount. This is the required amount because only one complete year. So second half year is over. That means 1 year. So required amount is equal to 10,816. Now compound interest. Compound interest is equals to A minus P. But A value is the final amount as we did previous question. 10,816 minus initial principal is 10,000 given starting. So 816 is the compound interest now. Compound interest is 816 and amount is equals to 10,816 you should take. Let us see one more question if the rate of interest is different. In this problem, calculate the compound interest on 16,000 in 3 years. When the rates of interest for the successive years are 10%, 12% and 15% respectively. So 3 years is a different rate of interest. Okay, let's go with the year wise. For the first year is the P value. So principal is same 16,000 according to given, and R is equals to 10%. Okay, first year it is, and time is equals to 1 year because for the 3 years 1 we should take separately. Let us calculate the interest. Then I is equals to 16,000 into 10 into 1 by 100. Okay, this you can simplify. 100, 160 into 10. Okay, 1600. 1600 is the interest, and amount is equals to P plus I. Amount is the principal plus interest, that is 16,000 plus this 116, 1,600, 1600. The total is rupees 17,600 will be. Now for the second year, okay, just to go for the year wise, you can get easily. For the second year, according to the method, the first year amount becomes second year principal. Okay, remember that. Now P is equals to 17,600. Same, but rate of interest is next year the 12%, second year 10, 12, 15, right? Okay, so second year you must take rate of interest is 12%. Don't get confused. And time again 1 year. Should not take 2. One complete year. Time is 1 year it is. So second year. So we can apply an interest, that is I is equals to 17,600 into 12 into 1 by 100. If you simplify, that is will come for the second year interest. Calculate this. 176 into 12 rupees 2,112. This will get, and amount is equals to same year principal plus same year interest. So 17,600 plus 2,112 total amount. This is at the end of the second year. Amount means not only second year amount, at the end of the second year. Interest in the second year is 2,112, but amount at the end of the second year is sum of this 19,712. Okay, so this amount becomes this the amount end of the second year, that becomes principal for the third year. Okay, now third year is take P is equals to this 19,712, and rate of interest for the third year is the given 15%. Okay, and time is equals to same 1 year. Right, just we can calculate in this now. According to the problem, that I is equals to 19,712 into 15 into 1 divided by 100. Just to calculate this, finally 5 table. 5 3s are 520. Again, final calculation if you do 19,712 into 3 by 20. So we'll get 2956.80. Just write it calculator. So I is equals to 2956.80. Now the amount is equals to same third year principal plus third year interest. That is 19,712 plus 2956.80. Okay, now this is the amount end of the third year, the final amount, that is 22,668.80, right? The required amount is 22,668. Now using this, compound interest also is calculated, we need to find out. Therefore compound interest is equals to final amount minus initial principal. Final amount is 22,668.80 minus initial principal is 16,000, which is given starting. Subtract this rupees 6,668.80. Okay, so this is the compound interest and the amount is equal to 22,668.80. Just whenever the rate of interest is given different, just you can take according to that to calculate. Okay, now let us see some problems to find out even amount, sum as well as rate of interest in different ways. Finding the principal in compound interest. So some of the questions we can see to find out the sum. So you can expect same other questions also similarly, just some concept they can change, but mostly you can get the same type. In this problem, on a certain sum of money invested at the rate of 5% per annum compounded annually, the difference between the interest of the first year and third year is 61.50. Find the sum. So first year and third year interest you have to find out first. Then the difference between them is 61.50. But sum is not given. We can do this problem in two ways. Let take the sum or principal be x. We can solve. Or else let us take rupees 100. Because out of 100 we can make this. Two cases we can do. Easy way I will show here. Let the sum we have to find out, that is nothing but principal. The principal is equals to rupees 100. Okay, let it be this rupees 100. If the sum principal is 100. Now according to the 100 we will continue sum till the last. Then we can find out the account the given interest. Okay, so compound interest for the first year. Compound interest of first year, that is we can calculate 100, because out of 100 I took. Simply let the sum be 100. Then 100 into rate of interest is 5% for 1 year divided by 100. Okay, that is equals to rupees 5. So compound interest for the first year is rupees 5 now, right? Then amount of the first year, you can calculate same. So amount of same first year, that is first year in principal which you took 100, right? Plus this interest 5. So rupees 105. Now this 105 becomes principal for the second year. Okay, now principal for the second year is rupees 105. The principal for second year. Second year amount for the first year becomes principal for the second year, that is 105. Now we can find out the compound interest for the second year. Okay, so compound interest of second year, same 105 into 5% for 1 year divided by 100. Okay, this you can calculate 5.25 will get. Okay, now amount of the second year, same amount for the second year. Second year amount is that same principal plus 5.25, that is 105 plus 5.25, so that is the rupees 110.25. So this amount becomes principal for the third year. Okay. Principal for third year is, that is the second year amount, so that is 110.25. This we can apply for the compound interest for the third year. Okay, then compound interest of third year. Third year is this, or you can take 110.25 into again 5 into 1 by 100. Okay, this you have to calculate. So 5 times 120, 110.25 by 20. So rupees 5.5125. Do the complete division. So according to the problem, difference of the compound interest of this third year and first year is given. Okay, third year is 5.5125. First year interest, compound interest is rupees 5. Okay, so first year compound interest is rupees 5 and here is 5.5125. Yes. Now let us take the statement like this here. So now when the difference of interest, in the difference, so before that you can find out the difference. So difference is, that means 5.5125 minus 5, so 0.5125, right? So just you can take difference of this 5.5125 minus 5.000, that is 0.5125. So this is the difference, 0.5125, the difference between them. But out of 100, this is the difference, so we can make the statement. So when the difference of interest, when the difference of interest is equals to rupees 0.5125, then sum is equals to 100. Okay, for 100 rupees the principal, the difference is 0.5125. But according to question, when the difference of interest is equals to rupees, in the given question is 61.50, then sum is equals to dash. Okay, in this case sum is equal to dash, just to cross your multiplication, that means 100 into, so 100 into 61.50 divided by this 0.5125. Okay, this we have to calculate. 100 into 61.50 by this. So if you simplify 6150 by 0.5125, again into 10,000 by 10,000, so finally you'll get rupees 12,000. Just I used a calculation. So 12,000 is the sum. For 12,000 rupees, the difference between compound interest of the first and third year is become 61.50 with a 5% rate of interest. Okay, this statement may be clear. So 100 I took, right? For 100 I got the difference is this. So for how much amount? 61.50 is difference. So for 0.5125 sum is 100. Then for 61.50 sum is dash. Cross multiplication. That means just this, both you cross multiply, divide by 0.5125. Okay, in this way we can solve. This is one of the method, or let it be sum be x and we can solve also. Okay, this is the easy one if you do calculation in easy way. Let us do some more problems on based on even the rate of interest also. Finding the rate percent in compound interest. So let us see about from this problem, and let me show you one simple formula also in this to find out the directly rate of interest. Okay, before that, when you observe this question, a sum of money is invested at compound interest payable annually. The amounts of the interest in two successive years are 2,700 and 2,880. Two successive years. So therefore, we can make the first statement. The difference between the compound interest. Okay. The amount of the interest in two successive years. Okay. For example, first year is amount is 2700 and second year amount is 2880. Okay, two successive years, 1 year by next year. So that means difference. So directly difference between the compound interest of two successive years is given already. Two successive years is equals to, according to the given data, 2880 minus 2700. We subtract this. So that is rupees 180. That means 180 is the interest. 180 is interest on what? First amount. That is 2700. On this interest, if you add, next will become this the amount, right? On 2700, if you add the interest, that becomes amount for the next year. That means, so using this, therefore rupees 180 is the interest. Is the interest of 1 year on which one? Rupees 2700. Okay. Based on this, we can check the formula once. Already we know I is equals to PTR by 100. Let us substitute in this first. What to get with the R value? So from this, R value is equals to 100 into I, 100I by P into T. We can convert the formula. So apply the values. 100 into the interest is 180 for the 1 year. So time is 1. On which principle? 2700. Okay, we can calculate this. So 100 into 180 by 2700. So this cancel. 180 by 27. Again 9 table, right? 9 3s are 9. 20 by 3 is 6 2 by 3 percentage. 20 by 3 is in mixed fraction, 6 2 by 3 percentage. So rate of interest is 6 2 by 3. So this is the one way we can do, or else directly if you want, you can remember one formula. So let me write here. So rate of interest, if you want to find out the directly, so rate of interest, this compound interest is equals to difference in interest of two successive periods. Difference in interest, they'll give already. So difference in interest of two successive or two consecutive periods side by side. So two consecutive periods, that value into 100. Same, that value into 100 divided by this value divided by compound interest of the preceding year. Compound interest of in the two consecutive, which is the starting. Okay, compound interest of preceding year into time, the time how much is given. So this we can apply directly. Okay, this is one of the method. So in rate of interest, same, to find out the rate of interest directly, difference in interest of two consecutive periods, which is mentioned, into 100 divided by and compound interest of the preceding year into time. Okay, this we can notice. Let us apply, we'll get same as it is once. So difference in the interest of two consecutive years. Two consecutive years, here is the difference of interest is 2880 minus 2700, difference between them, into 100 divided by same, into 100 divided by compound interest of the preceding year. Preceding is 2700 into time is 1 year percentage. Yeah, if we calculate, we'll get same will get 6 2 by 3 percentage. Same as it is, right? 2880 minus 2700 is 180 into 100 by same. What is the rate of interest formula? Same as it is, but we can do in this way. Denominator replace compound interest of the preceding year, which is the starting that we should take. Okay, so in this way we can get the problems even on based on this rate of interest also. So this all without using any formula only, you have to go for this from this compound interest.